Coach, what does it mean for you to go up against a former assistant in Jay Norvell this weekend? And how much do you keep track of, your coaching tree throughout the nation?
Oh, during the year, mostly just text messages. I've got quite a few guys but I'm proud of all of them. No, I communicate with most all the guys I've worked with in the past, and very, very fortunate. I've been able to hire some great people. And Jay, him and his wife, Cammie, is an amazing lady. We actually went on a cruise together, I guess, I don't know, back, 2017, 16, somewhere in there. But just a great man, great family, great coach, great person. So really proud of what he's doing. I tell you, he's done a great job there. They're 5-0, and and I think probably playing the best football in the league. I mean, their offense is really clicking. They're very, very explosive. Brian Ward, who's a good friend of mine, is their defensive coordinator. Actually recommended him for the job, which I wish I would have gotten the Hawaii job first. I wouldn't have recommended him. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he's doing a great job. I think they're playing. I mean, they're playing with a great discipline. You can tell that Jay's in his fourth year. They're very, very disciplined about what they're doing. They're not turning the football over. They're not giving up big plays on defense, and doing it very, very well. They're a very, very well coached team, and quite a few of the guys I've got obviously on the staff I know, and very proud of what they're doing. And obviously, it's a big challenge for us this week, but I think we had a really good practice today. Our guys, it's frustrating to, we've got to do the things I just said that they're doing, and beating ourselves in the kicking game is a tough pill to swallow, and that's just we got to do a better job preparing our guys as coaches, and we got to be more disciplined as a football team, and that's what we're focused on this week. But I do think our guys. I've seen things in this football team that I haven't seen. I mean, this is my fifth head coaching job in Division I. I've seen things here I haven't seen, and I'm talking about from a heart standpoint. Guys these guys do not have any give up in them. They are buying in, and that's not, it's hard to have 100% buy-in in everything you're doing, because it's especially you have to have. It's easy to get people buying when you have success at everything you're doing, and sitting here at 2-3, but it's sometimes it's tougher to get the buy-in that you want. But I think these guys have they've impressed me and done things on our sideline during that game in Boise State. Is the best sideline I've ever been on in my career. I mean, the only one that it compared to it when we played USC at the Coliseum, we won on the last play of the game. That sideline was pretty impressive, but the one the other night was even more so. So it tells me we got guys that are serving each other. They're denying themselves and taking up the team. It's not about how many times I get the ball thrown to me, how many times I touch the ball. I'm trying to talk to the defense. The offensive guys are climbing over my back, encouraging the defensive guys. That's the kind of stuff we got going on. And so we are building something special. We're laying a great foundation. We just can't compromise, keep getting better. And we got to go out and play our best game, because we're playing probably the best team in the league this week. And, we just got to keep getting better and eliminate the things that are beating ourselves.
Alan, your question?
Kind of on that note, and I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but as a group, what type of opportunity do you have in front of you to end Nevada's bid for a perfect season?
Well, we got as good as any. I mean, it's all about us. We've got, one thing you can see, I think we probably had our best half of football on offense, the last half against Boise. We've got playmakers over there. We struggled to get in rhythm. We actually scored first, I think, for the first time, which, which has been totally uncharacteristic of what we've done what I've been done offense in the past. We usually start fast and always concerned about not finishing. But we did, but the second quarters have been not good. And so I do think that we got a lot of confidence offensively from that last half of that game. And we just got to build upon that. It was obviously a game where we had 100% ball security. We didn't turn the ball over, even though the drops I mean, we probably had 8 critical drop passes in that game. At least 5 of them would have kept the drives going, and 4 of them would have been big plays. And so that is part of ball security, and we've got to eliminate those drops, and that's probably the biggest thing. But I think that our guys, I feel good about our guys. I think they had a great practice. Probably had our best practice offense that we've had all year long today. So I'm encouraged by that. And there's not in this league, and I said that for them. There's a lot of parity. I mean, each week there's not much difference between one team and the other, and it's the team that turns the football over that beats itself. And last week we did not turn the football over. We only got 1 takeaway, and that we've got to do a better job of getting takeaways. And we can't go. I think the big thing was the drop passes. Made us have so many 3-and-outs in that second quarter that puts great pressure on you. And then biggest thing defensively, we'll play absolutely outstanding at times, and then we just give up a pass over the top, and that's what's been plaguing us, and we've got to continue to get better and be more disciplined. But it's all about us. We take care of the football. We don't give up cheap touchdowns. We're going to have an opportunity to win every game we're in.
If I could just follow up real quickly, how aware do you think they still are that the last time Hawaii came to town, they put 50 on them in their own building?
Oh, I'm sure they are. I mean, obviously, each year is a different year. That's one of the things we've talked about every week. I tried to get them last week to, you can say what you want to say, but when a team's beat you 14 out of the last 15 times, everybody talks about it. And worst thing you can do is talk about it because, it doesn't have any bearing on this year, but it does. And so at the end of the day, I think that, they're undefeated. They're playing to win the Mountain West Championship. So that's enough motivation for them. I know that's what Coach Norvell's telling them. And there's not a lot of that stuff. I think we probably, I think reporters talk about that stuff probably more than other people do. It wouldn't sit well with me. I mean, I know that. I mean, anytime I've been beat bad, it's always been motivation to go back. I remember Stanford beat us really bad one year, and my whole mission in the offseason was we were going to beat them, and we did. But that not necessarily is. You can't be emotional. You gotta each week. Play the game, but that's something that I'm sure that's on the mind of a lot of their players that probably didn't sit very well with.
Steven Tsai, go ahead.
By the way, Coach, I think you actually had the second takeaway, but they didn't call it. So, anyway,
you think that?
I thought the ball came out.
Yeah, it did.
Anyway, I want to ask you about Micah Vanderpool. What's your evaluation of him? What sort of led to his ascension, and is he still your number 1 left tackle?
Yeah, I'm really proud of Micah. He's probably been the most impressive guy in our camp and throughout, just bought into TTH and our values and everything that we're about. And man, he just worked his way, just kept chipping away, and finally got his first start last week and did a great job for us. So he's a guy I'm really proud of. I'm proud of where he's at. We also felt like we got to get better. I mean, we were making too many critical errors, too many mistakes, and not protecting our quarterback. And I thought that was something that we did a lot better job of this last week, and getting the ball off on timing, and especially in that second half did some really nice things. But that was a thing that we really it was really more about Micah than anything, and his the guy just busted his tail. He's just most improved guy in the program.
Is he still your number 1 guy, or out there, or is that still being evaluated, or?
Well, every day is an evaluation day. But yeah, I think he was in there today, but I haven't talked to his position coach today, so I have no idea. But I would imagine that Michael will be playing.
Cody Krupp, your question.
Coach, ultimately, like when you make a decision like that with Ilm to essentially bench him last week, who is it? You that makes that ultimate decision, or how does that process work within your? Yeah,
I make all personnel decisions, and we'll keep them at that. I'm not gonna, it's not anything to do about. We're not gonna talk about, we're gonna put on the field who we're gonna start, and we can talk about the guys that play. At the end of the day, it wasn't anything about any other person. Just like what I said, it was about Micah and how improved he has been and his buy-in to what we're doing. And we've got a bunch of talented guys up there up front. We got to play together. We got to play better. And as a unit, we weren't playing at the level we needed to play. And then there's a guy that's really, really improved and doing things right. You've got to develop a unit. And so, that's we put the best guys on the field, and I ultimately make every decision, but I'm not, that's not to say that their coaches and their coordinators and all that don't have input into what that is. So, this deal, the storyline here is all about Micah. And I don't know that I've seen a guy improve as much as he's improved. And he really, I thought he did a great job in the game, and just, man, he's just got a amazing spirit and tremendous young man. I'm very proud of him.
Alan, your question?
Offensively, first halves haven't been good. Second halves have been great. I did see, though, in the first half of this last game, when you
I wouldn't say second halves have been great.
Okay.
We ain't done anything great to this point, in my opinion.
Okay. I will say, though, to your credit, what you talked about all last week, rhythm passing, whenever you got the rhythm passing game going, you could see the drives get moving. So what is it that you're seeing in the second half that maybe the offense isn't doing great yet, but has encouraged you that you need to do better in the first half? Is it just drops?
Well, a lot of it was just executing the play. We had critical errors up front. So we were oversetting in the quick game, and we're getting beat. So the quarterbacks had people in his face in the quick game, which, that's been some of the problems, is just errors, mental errors, protection errors, holding the ball errors. It was just kind of a combination of it. And then what happens, I think you played two really good defense in Wyoming and in San Diego State. I mean, they were really good defense, and obviously Boise was a good defense as well. But I just think it takes time to work out that. And I'll be real honest with you, that's been frustrating to me because, it doesn't usually take that much time, and I think some of that is just, some of the new things, maybe new fundamental things that you have to do. Some of our guys, we want a vertical set on the offensive line, like most pro style teams do, most, drop back pass teams do. And our guys are really used to heavy setting. And so there was some, we were having issues with that stuff. And then just penalties, negative plays because of mental errors. And it was a receiver making a fundamental mistake, assignment error, or an offensive lineman. And then when you have so many plays that you don't have a chance, because you have one person out of 11 on offense that doesn't do what they're supposed to do or make an error, then that's a negative play. You don't have a chance on that play. That's what's kind of happened to us. And I'm gonna tell you, it's been frustrating and very puzzling to try to figure that out. And I think that's all about, first of all, it's coaching, it's executing, it's us getting everybody on the same page for what we're doing. And all along from the very beginning, the key to our success has been through the rhythm passing, which is basically our perimeter running game. That's basically where we're at. We don't have a lot of, we're going from, can't go from A to Z. You got to go from A to maybe F or H, And so that's what's I think we were trying to do too much, causing all the errors in the rhythm. That's why you see it settle down in the second half. And I think what we did, we called fewer plays and we ran the plays over and over and over, and you get better at it. And so, it's a combination of play calling. It's a combination of biggest thing's execution. And here's what I try to tell, our coaches is that, on defense, it doesn't matter what I call or what I know about football if it can't get translated and executed. And so the deal has been in that's where the big things happen there. And that's where teaching comes in and everybody being on the same page. And I think it's just lack of reps, a lack of execution. And I do think that I can tell we gained the most confidence we've gained all year, we gained in that second half. And because they started to see, if you do if we can execute these things right, things will click. And the other things, it's not a complicated deal. You know, one of the things, I mandate a lot of things offensively. I don't micromanage it, but I do mandate a lot of things. I always have. And, you know, you want your best guys to touch the ball. You want to get the ball to your best guys. So we've got to make sure we do that. We did that a lot better in the second half, but still it's not where it needs to be. And so we just got to continue to get better. So it's all through that rhythm passing, getting in rhythm as an offense. And that's making the first down. That's the key.
Stephen Tsai, your question.
You're muted, Stephen.
It seems like in addition to Vanderpool that you've gotten some other guys that really kind of stepped up, probably from practices onto the field. Panoki, I was wondering if you could talk about him, and also Nishigaya, who it seemed like he was instrumental in both of Calvin Turner's two-point conversions.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this now. That was a pretty. I don't think I've ever made that many 2-point plays in a game. I mean, the first one I wasn't very impressed with. That wasn't a very good effort. Whatever we were trying to run there, we need to throw that one in the trash can. No, I was very impressed. You know, Jonah's been really good. I mean, we've got a bunch of guys that, you know, at the end of the day, every day for me is a new day. And we are going to be a team that plays with discipline. We are going to be a team that's going with elite discipline because I want to win championships. I want to build a program that can win and compete for championships. And that it does take time. It does take, but you can't compromise that. And the guys you see playing are guys that are just moving to the top because they're guys that have embraced, you know, those things. And Jonah's one of those guys, man, got great speed, great ability. But he's just a hardworking guy that does everything right. And you just, you know, you can't, I evaluate the film every day. And so at the end of the day, every day is a new day. And we're going to put the best guys on the field. And so both those guys have been very, very key, you know, part of what we're doing. And we even got big Sergio in there playing a little fullback, you know, I asked him, I said, you're the fridge. And he said, what? Who's that? You know, they don't know who the fridge is. So, but anyway, I've been proud of that. And I think kids buy into that too. I think they like that they know I'm evaluating. I watch every play of practice, every individual drill, everything that's videoed in practice. We video everything. I watch it every day. And I do that because I think our players deserve that, because I want to find, you can find them, the guys that, man, day in and day out are doing the little things right. Those are the ones that because if you call the play and all 11 guys execute it with elite discipline, you got a chance to perform. If you don't, and you have all that other stuff going on, it just, you know, it can't be consistent. And so those guys are really, I mean, we got a lot of guys working hard. Now, what I like right now, got competition. I like competition. I think competition makes us better. I think too, here's the other thing too. It don't matter what you did last year. It don't matter what you did last week. You got to go out and earn it every single snap. And I'm going to tell you, it's harder to handle success than it is to handle setbacks or failures. I really believe that. And so much of it is getting the buy-in, understand. I promise you, we're designing what we're doing to fit the skills and talents of the players we have and the players we can recruit here year in and year out. And so those guys, it's good to see guys like that getting an opportunity. There's a bunch of guys getting out there. We got a bunch of guys coming to me. This tells you about our team that want to get on kickoff cover. I mean, I've got, you know, Jared Smart came to me today and said, Coach, man, can I get on kickoff cover? You know, so we got guys, and that's not normal. Most guys like, I don't want to do that. This is my deal. I mean, so the attitude on our team, we're no doubt laying a great foundation and really instilling a culture. And we're not anywhere near where we need to be, but we are making great progress. And I really mean that sincerely too. I'm telling you, I don't BS about stuff like that. I'm telling you, that sideline, Coach Fig told me that, and Coach Cook, who's on our sideline, they've been in, you know, other places with me. And it's the most impressed I've ever been with a team on the sideline. Matter of fact, there was one time in the game that I actually had one of them say, hey, Coach, go to the next play. They're telling me, hey, Coach, quit griping about that play, go to the next play. I mean, so I mean, they're even keeping me, they're even holding me accountable to the culture and what we're doing.
So Martin was available. He was just beaten out by Pinoki.
Nobody's beaten out. I mean, everybody's playing. Martin's had a hand issue, I think. Something.
Okay.
I think it's his thumb. I don't know, something jacked up with his thumb or something. But I mean, he's played well early. The key is consistency for everybody, but it's not like we don't announce and blow a trumpet and say you're beat out, it's over. It's a competition every day, and I'll be real honest with you. I want to play a bunch of people. We play Isaiah and Maya at will linebacker. We want to play a bunch of defensive linemen. I like that we put in, sometimes I think we've got 6 offensive linemen in there, and I like to play a bunch of guys. We've got a bunch of guys that can play. We just got to get enough of them disciplined enough to execute something with some form of perfection.
Cody, your question?
Is Lincoln Victor in that same realm? Somebody that we saw quite a bit last year. I know it's different years, but we haven't seen him yet this year.
Yeah, I think Lincoln is a guy. He has got a great attitude. He's busting his tail. He's learning. We've also had some guys move around and do all that. And I think, sometimes I hate that. Derek Thomas is one of them. I mean, Derek Thomas needs to play. I mean, he's a guy that can help us to, he's kind of helped. He's a team guy. He's offered to help us on offense with a very specific role. And so, we're working him on both sides, but we got to get him some, I think he's a guy that can help us. He's one guy that we're trying to get, to do that with. But Lincoln's a guy who's got a great attitude. I think he's obviously going to be a really good player for us, working his butt off, and he's just got to get better for him. But he's a guy that's real close.
Will Stovall get another chance to return some punts, you think?
Right now, we've got Mr. Dior. I kind of liked his fire. I want a guy back there. I just like that he wanted it. He wants the ball. He wants to return the ball. And then obviously Calvin's a guy that, Calvin is the most explosive guy we have. And so I'm really working hard to get him geared there. And then obviously, Melquise is still back there working, but the 2 guys right now that are kind of in the lead on that deal is Calvin being a guy we want to get the ball in his hands as many possible times as we can. And he can be dynamic as a punt returner. He's already back on kickoff return. And then Dior's a kid that's just really, I love, this kid's got something to say. I mean, he's got an edge about him. And I liked his confidence that he played with, and we got to take care of the football. That's a big thing. I mean, we got to have guys back there that are going to take care of the football, and we can't put the ball in jeopardy. And so right now that's where we're at. But Melquise has a great attitude, busting his tail. He did a really good job, I thought, coming in at receiver. But at the end of the day, the guys got to understand, no matter who it is, if Chevin Cordero's not taking care of the football and protecting the ball and being disciplined about it, you can't play him. And that's just what it's got to be. And so sometimes that's a tough lesson, but every day's a new day. We've got great competition. Guys are working hard. I think they got a great attitude. I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud. Sometimes those things are tough, man. I mean, I can remember when I was in college, and man, I had a bad game, and man, they pulled me out and so-called benched me or whatever. And man, that was probably one of the most difficult things. But I could sit around and how I responded to that defined my entire career after that. And so I'm as proud of the guys that have responded from challenges and setbacks. And we've got a lot of guys that had injuries and things like that. But we're making tremendous progress because the mental maturity is dramatically improving on our team. And I tell you, these guys love each other. They care about each other. They're close, and they want to win. They want to be successful. And so that's something I think is, there's not a kid in this program that I can sit here and tell you that kid's not improved. I think everybody's improving. Everybody's getting better, and it's starting to happen a little more rapidly because we're stacking some practice. We actually have practice now. We don't have everybody at practice, but we do have practice. We're stacking, and we're making progress.
All right, last question goes to you, Alan.
We haven't got to talk to you last time since the Stanford the Stanford series has been announced. So just what was your thoughts on that and getting Stanford those 4-game series?
Tremendous respect for Coach Shaw. one of the best in the business, first class guy in a first class university. And we just thought that would be a great, obviously for our fans. I want to play in those games. I've said that all along. I'm not, I think when I sit down and schedule, I'm not just trying to schedule, we're not sitting down and saying, okay, we want to bring in, 2 1AA and this one or that one. I don't think anybody wants to watch those games. I think people want to watch. I want to play against the best. I want to compete to be the best. I think those games make you better. And I'm not going out there I'm going out to win. We want to be in games we can win. And obviously we think for our fans, I think for our fans to be able to have games like that, to have a team like Stanford coming to Hawaii, I think that's something that's attractive for our fan base to come out and see. And that's one of the things I want to improve. I want to get some big games. I want to fill that stadium up. And to do that, I think you do need to look at that and be able to bring in UCLA's and Stanford and people like that people want to come out and watch that. Obviously, we got great teams in the Mountain West that are coming here. But obviously in our non-conference games, we don't want to be, crazy and just schedule a Power 5 every week. But on the same hand, that's something that I think that we should. I always try to think about that when we're doing that. I try to think, who does our play? Is this a game our players are going to want to play in? And this is the game our fans are going to want to watch. And is this a game I want to coach in? And I'm not interested in doing any of the games that I don't answer yes on all 3 of those. So I'm excited about that game. I know it's going to be a big challenge. Dave does a tremendous job, but it'd be a great matchup for us and a great honor to get to go and to compete on the football field with him.